Alright everyone, Nate and Beth returning once again, coming at you to continue our reviews of Friday the 13th, the series. In this case,
Season 2, Episode 9, 13 o'clock. I'm surprised you didn't open up with the ticking sound.
tick, 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 tick. Let's see here, can I do saxophone? I hate saxophone. This episode has a saxophone player get killed, so that was fun. But before we start the review, I do want to say that once again we've got the Jason Takes Manhattan writer-director writing and directing this episode, Rob Hedden, or however the hell you pronounce his last name, and doing this one. And I gotta say, I think we're on a pretty good streak here. I think the last two, three, or four episodes have been pretty good, and this is pretty much the same thing as Beth grabs the thing, and I don't know what she's doing, but she's looking at the complete...
I was just looking at the last episodes we were watching, like Wax Magic and Read My Lips were pretty good, but I'm not sure about Master of Disguise. That one was weird.
Check out our reviews on those if you want to know what we think about this. But I think it's a whole weekend between reviews. Gosh knows we can't always remember what the hell we guessed for this one as the cursed item. I want to say a clock.
Yeah, probably a pocket watch or a clock.
Well, I don't think we said pocket watch. We said clock. The cursed item turned out to be a pocket watch. And would you like to explain how this works? Must mean yes.
Long story short, I guess some worker got fired for drinking at the job who happened to work at Castle Station subway station. I don't know if he was a conductor or whatever, but he got fired, so he ended up pawning a pocket watch to make money, and a year later he bought it, and I guess the curse was thrown in for free.
I guess you should say he pawned it to Uncle Lewis's place?
To Uncle Lewis's before it became Curious Goods, he pawned it to Uncle Lewis's pawn shop, whatever it was called before, and came back a year later, and I guess it came with the curse. And
what does it do now that it's cursed?
It's kind of cool. I guess for one killing, you have to kill somebody before 1 a.m.
Which is 13 o'clock to
in
the
occult. And you have to be in the station by 1 a.m. So kill before 1 a.m. Be in a specific...
I can't remember why it was tied to that station, because
that's
where
he
worked.
And he swore to get revenge. It was a weak plot.
Yeah, okay.
Very weak plot point. But if you're back in that station by 1 a.m., it turns into 13 o'clock, and you have 1 hour where time stands still to do whatever you want.
Time stands still for everyone but the person,
holding the watch.
Or in physical contact with the person holding the watch. And what's really cool is next to the 1, they'll materialize a 3 to make 13, which is a really fun gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happened, we're like, wow.
Yeah, it happens a few times. It's pretty fun. Well, I guess an old guy does the first 2 kills, trying to keep his young wife.
It might just be the first one. I can't remember.
Maybe it was the first kill.
I think it was just the first one.
Okay,
kills the saxophone player. Thank you.
Yeah, because he's the second kill. But trying to keep his young wife happy. They'd only been married for about a month, and she's just this buxom blonde.
Babe.
If you say so. And he's just trying to keep her happy by giving her gifts that obviously are out of his account stability. So he must steal stuff for her and keeps her happy with expensive gifts. Well, she's got a low life trying to stay out of jail, and it's just kind of a weak plot point. But the kills are pretty cool. Did we keep track of the kills?
3. Oh, did we include I can't remember if that includes the woman... Oh, I don't know if I included the woman being killed with the hypodermic at the hospital. So it's 3 or 4. Shit, I might have forgot to put a battery when that woman got killed at the I mean, that's kind of a boring kill anyway, but
Well, she's already having a heart attack, but this woman
there's a lot of
was
details in this.
a
I don't think
lot
we're
of
going to be able to
details.
explain the whole thing.
But this woman was keeping, I guess, was a real estate scam where the low life conned her out of her house, and she was the only witness. And if
She's in
she
the hospital, and
survives,
if she gets well, she can testify. So one of the plot points is the guy, lowlife, wants her dead, so girlfriend, buxom babe, blonde bimbo, for one of the kills, uses the clock
to kill this woman
to walk
saw
into
her.
yeah. I can't remember if I recorded that death with the battery or not. So it's either got 3 or 4 deaths in it, this episode.
But it's all in all, this is a more interesting episode, if I do say so myself, as we're watching the replay. I mean, it deals with a couple of siblings on the street. The girl witnesses the murder and trying to keep quiet, trying to just stay low, but because they witnessed something, the blonde is going to kill her, and that's how they have to talk to the people at Curious Goods. I mean, there's a
There's so
ton
much
of
going
details.
on. And do you want to comment on like the hairdo or
Oh,
they
goodness.
gave Mickey like she's a metal
Looks like
rock
she stuck
star?
her fingers in the light socket. I get it. It's the crimped look. It's the 80s, but no.
She's not. Yeah, her
Just-
character's not a band member.
No, and it doesn't. It literally looks like she stuck her finger in a light socket. It's was it kinked? I guess
I
is
wouldn't
the
know.
style.
And I think that chick, I guess it's a brother and sister that live on the street. I want to say that girl was the nerd. Remember that episode with the nerd girl of this series? I think it's the same girl.
Possibly.
I can't
don't
remember what-
faces.
I think it's the nerd girl coming back for another role. Don't quote me, but possibly.
Okay.
And yeah, this episode also starts with the goofy, like the car breaks down, and it ends with the
there's
car
a lot
breaking
of
down.
subplots.
There's no way we're gonna be able to remember every detail of this. So I'd give hats off to Rob Hedden for this one. The gimmickry of when the time stops, it stops and goes black and white. And
oh yeah.
you know,
But the one person holding the pocket
is
watch
still
stays in color.
and the first one where the guy killed the saxophone guy, thank you very much, and I can't remember what he does, but you see him, they pause the footage, black and white it, and then you see him walking around in the paused footage. I mean, it's just really well done for a TV show in the 80s.
But we didn't know how much time passed until
Yeah, we didn't know until like
halfway through, where I guess Ryan was touching the woman as it turned to 13 o'clock, and he stayed in full color, and she stayed in everything. He watched everything turn black and white, and I guess they get back to the Curious Goods shops, and they're like, "Oh, what time do you have? Because this happened at about 1 o'clock," and you're like, "Well, I've got 2 o'clock." And I'm like, "We've got 3 o'clock." It's like, how did that happen?
So we didn't even know until like the end of the episode how much time they get when it turns
Yeah.
13 o'clock, which is kind of
A
funny.
lot of hidden details, but still a lot of fun. Cliffhanger at the end where Ryan almost gets run over by, he almost gets run over by a subway station. Twice.
That's a train.
Yeah.
Not the
train.
station.
Subway train.
The station almost hit him.
The station almost hit him, not once but twice. But the whole thing is, they're just at the very end. They're on the girl, the sister that witnessed.
Sky.
Yeah, Sky. That witnessed the blonde killing her sugar daddy, pulled her sleight of hand and jumped on the train as it was leaving the station. So the watch was no longer in the station. So the bad guys had to run and get the watch and then have to run back. And I guess Ryan somehow got a hold of the watch from the girl. And the ending, would you like to say the ending?
The ending was really fun. If you're referring to the Ryan got a hold of the watch, and if I guess no one was killed for this one or something like that. Is that
We
correct?
don't know, but
Oh,
that's
well,
kind of interesting, just
well, I
the
think
ending itself.
either way, I think if someone died, I can't remember. So neither of us can remember if someone died
I
before.
don't. No, she did do the kill. but because she didn't have the watch.
Okay, yeah. So
And
Ryan
had the watch, but Ryan didn't kill anyone.
Ryan had to watch when it turned 13 o'clock, which means the two. But I don't understand why both the woman and the guy froze.
Because she was holding his
Oh,
hand.
there you go. So the bimbo, whatever. What'd you call her? Oh, sugar daddy chick, bimbo blonde, whatever you called her. Doing the bad woman in this. It was holding on to the guy, her boyfriend, and Ryan had the watch, so when it turned to 13 o'clock, they froze. And I guess we're meant to assume they're frozen forever.
That's possible.
They don't make that clear, but I think that's what.
Or at
That's
least
how-
frozen for an hour and then
I know
they're
they
in
should have
jail.
made it. They should have made it more clear, but I'm just assuming they're frozen forever. But
So what do you do with these two people in black and white frozen forever? You got to put them somewhere.
well, you can incinerate them, I would imagine.
They don't incinerate people in this show, or do they?
Well, they incinerate them
It's
after
only
it
season
ends.
2. There's another season after this, and we'll find out.
But there's a lot of. It's interesting how there's a lot of
details.
Jason Takes Manhattan, locations like Subway and, someone pulling the emergency brake for the subway car. There's a lot of things that happen in this that happen in Jason Takes Manhattan, which isn't surprising because it's the same writer-director. But so there you go. I'm going to go a full thumbs up for this. I thought it was really fun, and just the gimmick of 13 o'clock and time freezing and people walking in the black and white paused footage, really fun.
I might have to agree with you and give it another thumbs up from the other half of the Nate and Beth show. So yeah, pretty fun episode. A nice cliffhanger when Ryan was in the.
Yeah, it went to commercial when Ryan got knocked unconscious
Thank you.
in the
Tracks.
thank you.
We finish each other's sentences sometimes. But so 2 thumbs up for season 2 episode, is it 9? Do we say? Can't remember.
2 thumbs up for this episode.
Yeah.
And the next episode
We're going to be
is
starting a new disc, and it'll be Night Hunger, and I'm going to have to say there's some vampires in this, because it's a Night Hunger.
weird.
I have
Maybe
no
it's
idea.
some cursed refrigerator. It's hard.
Cursed. It's a cursed pickle. Oh no.
Oh no, cursed jar of pickles. Okay.
I have no real guess for Night Hunger other than it deals with maybe someone being a vampire.
I'm gonna seriously guess a cursed refrigerator.
All right. Thank you so much for listening. Until next week.
Thanks a lot, everyone. Have fun.